PacWest Magazine is brought to you in part by Hawaii Tourism Authority. Discover the beauty of the islands at GoHawaii.com.
Let's go game situation, everything we're doing right now.
We hit the field with the HPU men's and women's soccer teams and talk to the coaches and student athletes that are proud to call the beautiful and scenic Windward side home. We'll also take a look back at the spring, where a record number of PacWest teams took their talents all the way to the NCAA championships. Welcome to the season 12 premiere of PacWest Magazine right here on OC16. We're at Hawaii Pacific University on the beautiful Windward side of Oahu and bringing you some shots from today's practice of HPU men's and women's soccer. Now let's check out the magic of this place, Atherton Field.
Finish with a good shot.
Plays it out. Okay.
And we get back quickly and start again. Quickly. Quickly back.
Okay. Can I see my man anymore? No way.
Him, you open up the space for him, and let's find the attacking unit.
Soccer season has kicked off in the PacWest, and with every practice and every drill, our athletes are feeling the pressure as they prepare for the next and increasingly important conference battle. But no one feels the anxiety more than our coaches. Here at Hawaii Pacific, where Coach Chris Fisher of the men's team and Coach Gina Brewer of the women's team are preparing their Sea Warriors for the next long road trip to the mainland, one would think it would be hard to find a moment of serenity amidst such a fast-paced and high-intensity training session. But that's probably because you've never practiced on HPU's home field.
I absolutely love Atherton Field. I mean, it's definitely a very special place out here in Hawaii, you know, to be able to be surrounded by the beautiful palm trees, all the lush green that we have around here, to look at the ko'olaus, and when it's blue skies and sunny, I mean, it's just amazing. When you're standing on that side of the field and you're looking up, you're like, this is definitely a little piece of paradise and, you know, small piece of heaven for sure. So it's definitely an extremely fun place to be able to work and coach.
I love it over here. I mean, as an assistant coach, I was 3 years, and this is my 4th year as a head coach, and I just love to come out to the field. I come out on the weekends with my 2 young boys, and we take care of the field, and it's just a beautiful spot. You know, this part of the island, it's really nice. I got my office downtown, and then I get to come out here on the afternoons for practice, and it's kind of a sigh of relief out here. So it's a very beautiful place.
HPU's Hawaii Loa campus on Oahu's Windward side is only about 9 miles from their downtown headquarters, but it's a world away when you trade skyscrapers for Norfolk pines and verdant shrubbery. Something that is not lost on Coach Brewer.
Oh, you know, it's absolutely huge. You know, obviously so many people dream about having a vacation in Hawaii, and being able to live in Hawaii and go to school here is just a dream come true for, you know, a lot of student athletes and players, you know, especially from the mainland. And so, you know, bringing them over here and seeing this beautiful field and, you know, having the opportunity to go to college here and, you know, not only play soccer, but be able to enjoy the Hawaii lifestyle, you know, with all the beaches and the ocean and the surf and stand-up paddleboarding and all the different things that you can do. You know, there's definitely, you know, a lot of interest in players that would love to have the opportunity to come play soccer here.
The life here is just, well, like we have everything like what you want to have in life here. We have the beach, we have the good weather all the time, and you don't have to worry when you wake up in the morning. It's always going to be sunny, so it's definitely like you're in a good mood every day, basically, just because of the weather. So it's awesome. It's the best place in the world to live, I think.
I think it's nice for everyone to come to, like, you know, such a nice field, and the sun is shining, and it's just it's a really good location to play. It's like, usually it rains, but it's been pretty dry lately, so it's been nice.
Do your parents like coming and shouting from the hill up there? What is that like for them here?
That's their hill, I guess. It's nice. I mean, my sisters come too, so it's just good to have support. Even like our other family members, they just go along this whole hill. It's nice to have that support, and you can just hear them loud, so it's nice.
One thing we've learned on PacWest Magazine, no matter where you are around the Pacific West Conference, you can look around and be in awe.
And, you know, traveling as well, we got what do they call it, the most beautiful conference spread out, and we get to experience to travel in some nice places as well. So, we're very happy to be in the PacWest.
I chose Division II because athletes graduate at a higher rate.
I can stay closer to home
and be an important part of the community.
I chose Division II because I can double major
and take part in campus activities.
I chose Division II because classrooms are smaller.
Students have more time with their instructors.
And I can compete for a national championship.
I chose Division II for all these reasons and more.
I chose Division II.
Welcome back to PacWest Magazine right here on OC16. I'm Wayne Cueto. You know, the PacWest truly lives up to its motto as the most beautiful destination conference in all of the NCAA. Let's go check out one of those beautiful places right now. The PacWest Women's Tennis Championships would bring together longtime foes BYU-Hawaii and HPU. The two illustrious programs are no strangers to the title game, with the Seasiders getting the best of the Sea Warriors more often than HPU would like to remember. But the Lady Sea Warriors entered with renewed confidence. In a rare regular season matchup between the two teams back in February in Laie, HPU, under head coach Lauren Conching, the 2013 ITA National Coach of the Year for women's tennis, beat its rival for the first time in program history. In an historic matchup, the number 5 nationally ranked Sea Warriors took down the number 2 Seasiders, overtaking BYU-Hawaii in the rankings with a 5-4 win that was punctuated with Selena Getty's come-from-behind upset victory over the nation's third-best singles player, Sherry Liu. That match in the winter would surely not be forgotten in the spring, as Coach Dave Porter's girls came out with a sheer focus they had not played with all season. Starting at first doubles, where the unstoppable combo of Liu and Ani Huang grabbed the lead early and never looked back, taking down Vivian Hansen and Magdalena Smejova 8-2. BYU-Hawaii's number 2 doubles pair of Marika Kobayashi and Morieta Tsuionetoa also won easily with an 8-3 decision over HPU's Leah Cruz-Oderman and Karen Ramirez. The closest match was at number 3, but HPU's Ayla Zaveta Rybakova and Selena Getty could not hold their 2-game lead over Sasha Obrechtova and Jade Griffin, and the Seasiders were up 3-0 heading into singles. In singles, HPU would need some of the magic that got them the big win back in February, but it wouldn't come. At number 2 singles, Liu avenged her earlier loss in the season to Getty, winning in straight sets 6-2, 6-3. BYU-Hawaii's 5th point came in decisive fashion, with the nation's number 1 singles player Huang winning 6-1, 6-1 over her opponent Rybakova, en route to being named tournament MVP. And just like that, BYU would not only have the redemption, but would take home the coveted PacWest Women's Trophy.
But it's nothing you get used to because it's different girls, different boys, different kids. It's their experience. It's their first time or second time. It's maybe I've been doing it for a long time, but it's their experience, so it's pretty wonderful for them.
Really happy. Yeah, and hope we can do it like even better in the national. Yeah, but now it's really happy that we can win it. Yeah.
Hawaii Pacific this year has a wonderful team. And actually their beating us earlier in the year I think has helped us play a little bit more intensely and hopefully better prepare us for nationals, and hopefully us beating them now will pump them up a little bit as they prepare for the national tournament as well. But for us, our focus is always nationals, and so we expect to go, we expect to win. We don't always win, but we go in with an attitude that this is preparation for something bigger, and that's the goal, and we hope we get a good draw and hope the girls are healthy and we have a shot to bring it back for the PacWest.
Both teams will head to the NCAA National Tournament, and Coach Dave Porter knows they've both been tested in one of the strongest PacWest fields ever.
So, I mean, it used to be that we were bringing in almost every available team to have a full draw, which meant that the first rounds were all really not very competitive. But now, with bringing in top-ranked NAI teams with Fresno Pacific and Azusa Pacific and even Point Loma, it makes us so much deeper that it really improves the quality. It makes this a legitimate tournament you have to prepare for, because if you don't, 3 hard matches in a row, you may not win it.
They were really happy. I got another one. Last year's the white one, this year's the black one. I'm really happy and get it. Yeah.
Congratulations to BYU-Hawaii on the women's side and HPU on the men's side. They are 2013 tennis champions in the PacWest.
Welcome back to PacWest Magazine right here on OC16. I'm Wayne Coito. This past spring, we saw a record number of schools from the PacWest make it all the way to the NCAA tournament. Let's go check out this recap of spring 2013.
The spring season, which culminates the academic year in the PacWest, saw 18 teams play for the right to win the national championship in their respective sports, the most in conference history. They are Dixie State, Grand Canyon, and Hawaii Loa in softball, Dixie State and Grand Canyon in baseball, Academy of Art and Grand Canyon in women's outdoor track and field, Academy of Art and Grand Canyon in men's outdoor track and field, BYU-Hawaii, Hawaii Pacific, and Grand Canyon in women's tennis, Hawaii Pacific in men's tennis, Grand Canyon, Hawaii Loa, and Dixie State in men's golf, and Grand Canyon and Academy of Art in women's golf. And let's start on the links, where the ladies of Art U got their first taste of the NCAA postseason. Even after just missing out on the PacWest Championship by only 3 strokes to finish number 2 in the conference. The Urban Knights finished 8th in the West region, punching their ticket to the Super Regionals in Grand Junction, Colorado. Senior Crystal Superall led her school to the strong 6th place finish in the tournament, but the Knights were just left out of the NCAA Championships, which only took the top 3 schools. One of those schools was Grand Canyon, who was also the winner of the first ever PacWest Women's Championships. The Lopes finished 2nd in the Super Regional, behind Charlotte Jenkins, who finished as co-regional medalist, tying for the lowest score of the 3-day event. GCU headed to Daytona, Florida, looking to improve on their 3rd place finish in last year's national championship. Although the Antelopes had another strong showing, behind Jenkins' 5th place individual finish, it wasn't enough to bring home the national crown. In a solid end to the season, the Lopes finished 5th in the nation. Not to be outdone by the women, the GCU men's team used a late final day back 9 charge to claim the PacWest Men's Golf Championship in Arizona, behind individual champion junior Jimmy Kozakowski. In the regionals in Washington, it was senior Liam Brace's turn to lead the herd. And with strong showings from his teammates, the Lopes surged into the NCAA Championships. Behind Kozakowski's solid 5th place individual finish, Grand Canyon ended their season number 10 in the country, further pushing their school to another possible Division II Learfield Directors Cup, which recognizes the nation's top athletic program. The PacWest 2nd and 3rd place teams, Hawaii Loa and Dixie State respectively, also advanced to the NCAA Super Regionals, proudly giving the conference 3 teams in the 20-team field. Freshman Kenny Yu led the Red Storm to a 17th place finish, while Hilo's Dallin Yamauchi, who finished 5th in individual scoring, led the Vulcans to a solid even par tournament finish, ending their season number 6 at the regionals. Hawaii Pacific, winners of the first ever PacWest Men's Tennis Championships, entered the NCAA tournament ranked 5th in the country. After disposing of West Virginia Wesleyan in the round of 16, behind a stellar performance in number 3 doubles, a perfect 8-0 blowout by freshman phenoms Max Ertl and ITA West Region Rookie of the Year, Jaime Martinez-Veach, the Sea Warriors would fall to eventual national champion Barry in the Elite 8, an impressive finish still for HPU. On the women's side, an outstanding 3 teams made it to the NCAA Championships. Unfortunately, 2 of them had to meet in the first round, when the nation's 13th ranked team, Grand Canyon, 3rd place finishers in the PacWest, met Hawaii Pacific, the runner-up at this year's conference championships. In a hard-fought battle, the Sea Warriors, ranked 4th in the nation, took down the Antelopes to enter the round of 16. HPU made it all the way to the national semifinals before succumbing to Armstrong Atlantic. The champions of the PacWest, BYU-Hawaii, made it all the way to the national championship game, facing that same Armstrong team that just snuck past the Sea Warriors. After doubles play, the Seasiders found themselves down 2-1 with the winner needing to win 5 matches. Annie Huang dominated her opponent at number 1 singles to even the match at 2 apiece. BYU-Hawaii would actually win the first set in 5 of the 6 singles matches, but Armstrong Atlantic found the magic they needed to steal away the crown. Still another fantastic PacWest season in women's tennis. 2 of our conference teams making it to the Final Four. In softball, the PacWest got 3 teams into the regionals, led by Dixie State, who entered the tournament as the 2nd seed. The Red Storm are the 2013 co-champions of the PacWest, along with Hawaii Loa, who entered the tournament as the number 7 seed, which unfortunately put the Vulcans on the same side of the bracket as Dixie State. UH-Loa would go winless in the double elimination format, but ended the season with a formidable 39-19 overall record. The Red Storm also weren't able to break through the sub-regional, but still picked up 3 wins in the postseason to get to the coveted 40-win mark. The 3rd PacWest team to make the regionals was Grand Canyon. After dropping their first game, the Lobes picked up a win before being eliminated by St. Martin's. GCU also hit the 40-win total in a season that would be their last in Division II. Baseball was a pleasant surprise in the spring. The PacWest entered 2 squads into the 16 West Regional, led by the 3rd seed Dixie State, who was also named tournament host. Grand Canyon, earning their first bid into the Division II postseason since 2002, received the 4th seed at the tournament. Unfortunately, the 2 teams would have to meet on day 1, with the Antelopes coming out the big winner, sending the Red Storm to the losers bracket, where their season would end at the hands of Chico State, who would also take one from Grand Canyon. But with double elimination, you always get a second chance. And the Antelopes took full advantage of that, winning 3 games in a row, including 2 over Chico State, to win the West Regional Championship and stamp their tickets to the Division II World Series in Cary, North Carolina.
Yeah, I do, because I believed in these guys. We believed in what we were doing since we've gotten here. But to come together like this, that's the hard part. That's hard to believe because it takes a lot of different things to happen to make it to the Carl's World Series. And so to represent the West and head to Cary here in a week or so, man, I'm just tremendously excited and proud of our guys.
Even though the Lopes did not return to Phoenix with the national championship trophy, they've made our conference proud, as they represented their school nobly in the final game ever that Grand Canyon will play in any sport as members of the PacWest. Good luck to GCU as they transition to NCAA Division I this summer. And finally, in the PacWest's newest sport, outdoor track and field, the number 1 women's team in the nation, the PacWest's very own Academy of Art, attempted the rare twofer as they entered the NCAA championships. Just this past March, the Urban Knights surprised many by winning their first ever Division II national title at the Indoor Track and Field Championships. But the Knights would have company in fellow conference mate Grand Canyon. The Antelopes beat out 5 other schools to capture the first ever PacWest Track and Field Championship. The men's teams from both schools also competed at the NCAA championships. The Antelope men are the 2012 Indoor National Champs and the first ever men's track and field champions of the PacWest, claiming the honor at Point Loma in April. Art U finished 3rd at the conference championships and sent 4 student athletes to represent their institution at the NCAAs. And in the national tournament in Pueblo, Colorado, an astounding 17 Grand Canyon athletes finished with All-American honors, as the Antelope women finished in 6th place, while the men's team improved on last year's 10th place finish to close out their year as the number 4 team in the country. But it was the other PacWest school that would have a tournament they will never forget. Behind a 2nd place finish in the 4x100 meter relay and an individual national title in the 100 hurdles won by Vashti Thomas, Academy of Art claimed the first national championship for the PacWest in the 2012-13 year, and in doing so became the only program in NCAA history to have won not 1, but 2 national championships in their first year of postseason eligibility. An astonishing feat for a school that didn't even have athletics 6 years ago.
Ever experienced, it's just, there's no words to describe how amazing this feeling is to be able to do it, like not once, but twice in our first year here. Like, all kind of history was made today.
Congratulations to our national champions and all our participants in the Spring NCAA Championships. We take tremendous pride in calling ourselves the PacWest. For this segment on PacWest Magazine, let's go to Fresno Pacific University and check in with our friends at the Sunbird Sports Network.
Fresno Pacific taking on two-time defending NCCAA national champions California Baptist at home, looking to improve to 2-3 on the season and get their first conference win of 2013. And it did not take long for the Sunbirds to get on the board. In the 5th minute, freshman Hannah Coyle comes up with the steal. She feeds it through to senior Haley Talon, who rips it past goalkeeper Rosie Nakata, and the Sunbirds take an early 1-0 lead. Talon breaks the Sunbirds' scoreless streak of 275 minutes, and they put the Lancers in a hole. But CBU not without their chances. A great effort by goalkeeper Sarah King on the night, as well as the rest of the Sunbird defense, and they kept the preseason pick for first place out of the back of the net all night long. In the second half, CBU with a lot of pressure, but again, Sarah King comes up with a great save, and then Clara Butner doing a great job with the physical play to clear the ball. The Sunbirds take this one and stun Cal Baptist 1-0.
Real proud of the girls today for a great team defensive effort, and it's tough for one goal to be enough against a team like Cal Baptist, but today proved to be enough.
Yeah, our defense did a really good job, but like we've been saying, the defense starts with our forwards. Our forwards are pressuring really well, our midfielders are pressuring really well. We got a lot of help from the outside midfielders just coming and shifting all together, and so just being able to connect on that level is what helped us relieve the boat. And Sarah King did well as always saving our butts. So
again, part of playing teams like that, you're going to absorb pressure, and we needed our goalkeeper Sarah King to have a great game, which we talked about prior to the match, and credit to Caressa Archie and Alyssa Nakaguchi and Clara Butner, who we played 3 in the back for the majority of the game to the last 10 minutes. But along with that, everybody from the defensive effort, which created the first goal, which created the only goal of the game winner, was created by our two front runners pressuring the ball, winning it, and then finding Haley on the score. So
it was great. I mean, we couldn't have asked for a better opportunity. We started out, like you said, it was defensive, and then we just started right from the right side to the left side, and it couldn't have been any easier for me. All I had to do was keep my composure and get it in the net.
The Sunbirds playing host to one of their top rivals in the PacWest Conference, Cal Baptist, the same team that downed them in the NCCAA National Championship game 1 year ago. Tonight, the result would be different for the Sunbirds, who took an early 1-0 lead on a great cross here from Alexis Hernandez to Guillermo Talancon, who lays it off to Eric Velarde, and he finds the back of the net for the 1-0 lead, the third straight match in which the Sunbirds have scored in the first 10 minutes against the Lancers. Second goal came just 10 minutes later on the feed from Ivan Merkovich to Gustavo Silva, whose bouncing shot gets past keeper Ian Clark, and the Sunbirds take a 2-0 lead. Into the second half we go, and the Sunbirds not letting off the pedal, as Alexis Hernandez finds Renato Bustamante in the box, and he puts it past Clark for his third goal of the season. That leads all Sunbirds this year. The Lancers were not going away, though, as they had a couple of great chances, including 2 here, but an excellent save by Merkovich off the line keeps the Lancers out of the net. Just before the end of the match, the Sunbirds with a chance to add one more goal, but Jorge Chedraui's shot goes just off the post and out. The Sunbirds would win this one by a count of 3-0.
It's a huge, huge, significant victory for us for a number of reasons. For the way we've been playing all year, we've just been knocking at the door in every single game that we've either lost or tied against San Jose State. And today, I think, solidified that that effort that we were missing in terms of finishing the opportunities that we've created in those games, but we just haven't capitalized on those. So just getting those individuals that scored today was huge. And then against, you know, what it's coming out to be, I think, recently now, our rival, our fiercest rival, you know, and it's going to be in conference for years to come, I think.
Today we knew that this game was going to be special for a lot of reasons. What happened last year, this was the game where I got hurt last year, so it was special for me to come back here and play and just get out here and just trying to get the win.
I think there was a purpose for him tonight against this team, because he injured himself last year when we were 2 players down, and he was doing the very thing that he did tonight with 11 on the field and putting it all on the line.
I think it was a great win for us, especially because they beat us last year in the finals. So I think it feels good to beat them this year.
I think that we have been talking about it, and since we've created those opportunities since day one, we were wondering when are the floodgates going to open a little bit to allow a couple of more goals to come in. We've been a 1-goal, 2-goal team, but the opportunities have been there, and so I think today with the makeup of the lineup the way it was, it lent itself for us to go forward a little bit more, to win the ball in the midfield with Ivan and Eric, and then push the ball forward to the strike.
Imagine collaborating with a diverse group of people from different backgrounds who all share common values. A place where giving back to the community is not only encouraged but expected. Where your professor is not just a teacher but a mentor. Imagine a place where individual leadership is prized. Imagine Chaminade University.
Thanks for joining us for another episode of PacWest Magazine right here on our home, Time Warner OC16. Hey, when you can't catch us on TV, you can always find us on the web. We're at thepacwest.com. That's thepacwest.com. That's where you can find out all the information about our 13 PacWest schools, all the latest news items, and of course, more PacWest Magazine. For Bob Hogue, our commissioner, and for the man behind the mic, Barry Markowitz, I'm Wayne Cueto. We'll see you next week on PacWest Magazine. PacWest Magazine is brought to you in part by Hawaii Tourism Authority. Discover the beauty of the islands at GoHawaii.com.